Hello, everyone. This is your weekly reading for June 22nd to 28th, 2015. And this week, I'm using the Guardian Angel Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. This is a brand new deck that I just received as a gift for my birthday, so I think it's exciting because it's a new message then for you, and I find these when I've seen other people do readings with them, they just seem so gentle, which I think was what was intended with this tarot deck, that it was, some of the original messages in tarot can be a little scary. I know that the first time that I did a tarot reading way back when I was in high school, if you see that death card or something, that could be scary if you don't know what it means. So this tarot deck is wanting to give gentle messages to the same effect. So as always, I've shuffled and pre-drawn the cards, and let's see what this week has in store for us, okay? The first card is the Nine of Thought, and it says, stop being so hard on yourself and turn your thoughts toward the positive. There's no need to worry. Anticipating the worst isn't helpful. Know that heaven will provide a solution. If you're experiencing sleepless nights or anxiety over a challenge in your life, release the problem to the angels. I have to say, as I was reading this card, I was definitely feeling like there was a force behind the scenes that's at work on our behalf. And our worrying is only taking a toll on us. It's not really truth when you worry about something. So they want me to tell you that last night I actually had a very sleepless night. I had created some pain in my body. It was difficult to sleep. I haven't experienced anything like that in years, where it just is like, I couldn't sleep. I didn't feel good. I normally sleep pretty well. It doesn't mean I don't have some trouble getting to sleep and normal things sometimes. But I thought to myself, okay, even in the worst of it, I thought, I know that I've created this. I think that it has to do with probably the stress that I'm not wanting to acknowledge in the fact that I have a move of my home that's coming up in less than 2 weeks here. So it's a lot to think about. It's a lot to pack. It's a lot to do. And I know that it's going to work out perfectly, but obviously something like that causes some stress. But what they're saying is, if that resonates with you, there's really no need to worry. Now, if you are experiencing moments like that too, perhaps when you have a reprieve from your pain, it can be time to take some inventory and just kind of say to yourself, what is causing this? Lisa, what are you so afraid of? I think that when we have those moments and we just ask that, we might be surprised by the answers. And I almost feel that there are some of you saying, but I can't hear those answers. And I would say to you, yes, you can. It's just what pops into your mind when you say that. Lisa, what are you so afraid of? And I hear move. It's just a matter of trusting those messages and the divine guidance that we get, which I did an event yesterday where I did many readings. I do a psychic fair or expo probably about once a month. And I think I had somebody that sat there with me and wanted a reading and knew that they were a psychic and or medium and just had never had a teacher. And when you've never had a teacher, it's kind of tough to trust the answers that you get. I could almost hear her saying like she was no good, or she, all this stuff really had to be her imagination, didn't it? And no, it's not your imagination. I think that when those thoughts come to you, you have to trust what they are. They want me to tell you that when I first started doing readings, I had a very clear-cut idea of how I was going to see the deceased people or get the readings, and it wasn't until I got out of my head about that the readings started to come through. So if the readings piece is not applicable to you, it goes back to the ask your body or ask your higher self what it is that's really meant to be in this moment, or what am I doing? What role do I play in this? Do I have some responsibility in creating worry in my life, in creating pain in my life? And just do it at a time that you're relaxed and just see what pops into your mind. You'll know whether it's truth or not. Don't doubt the answers that heaven provides to you. Okay? Now for our Wednesday, Thursday card, It is the 9 of emotion, and it says, there's a magical time in your life. This is a magical time in your life when wishes are granted and dreams come true. It may seem that good luck is following you, but actually these happy times are just a reward for being a loving and wonderful person. Your angels are asking you to enjoy your life and have more fun. Oh, the last sentence, even though this is a wonderful card, the last sentence really resonates with me. I don't know about you, but relax and enjoy life and have more fun. It's not all about action steps. It's about taking guided action steps. And sometimes abundance, I feel like this door represents a gate opening to abundance. And we just have to allow ourselves to receive and know that we have to receive it. We don't want to block it by saying, oh, no, I couldn't accept that gift or that job or whatever it is. It's time for us to allow ourselves to receive. We are really givers, and we're great at giving, almost giving too much sometimes. But guess what? Your dreams are coming true. Allow yourself to receive and have some fun along the way. Life doesn't always have to be so serious. I have to be honest. I hear all the time, hey, why don't you smile more? Or, hey, you look so serious. Now, I don't know if you know anything about the Earth Angel realms that Doreen Virtue talks about, but part of my realm, I'm a blended realm. So if you're familiar with those, my realm is Atlantean, and it's a third wise one. And the wise one, I would say, is the look that I really have, which the wise ones, they have old souls. They go back lifetimes. They've seen the persecution and things happen on the earth that sometimes give us a serious or haunting look in our eyes. I remember I did a psychic expo once, and I have a big trade show sign with a picture of me on it, and everybody came up to me and said, you're the girl with the haunting eyes. To me, it's just a, poster child wise one, or perhaps just the seriousness that's really within my soul. Regardless, I still like to smile. I still like to have fun, even if sometimes I, like you, feel very empathic and absorb all the heavy things on the earth. Relax. Your dreams are coming true. Everything is working out. They want me to talk about the 9 nines. In angel numbers, I don't know exactly what that means off of the top of my head. And when I say angel numbers, I refer to Doreen Virtue's Angel Numbers 101, which is a little book, or even an app if you have a smartphone. And I know that 9 has to do with your divine life purpose and stepping into that. Don't delay. If you have been thinking, I really should develop my skills as a medium or an author, or I really should write that book, it's time to get to work and to not delay. Okay, and then this is our card for the weekend, and the card is the 3 of Action, and it says things are working out beautifully. Now that your ship has come in, it's time to decide what your next project will be. You may choose to continue to build upon your successes or move on to something entirely different. Be willing to travel if necessary. Now, I love this card, and I have to say the reading to me is just fabulous because the first card this week talks about, don't worry, there's nothing to worry about. The second card says, guess what, your wishes are coming true. And then this one just blends in perfectly and says, okay, now that your ship's come in, so guess what, if you doubted it, now that your ship's come in, what are you going to do? Or for me as a writer, when I wrote my first book, Gifted, it awakened within me a fiction writer that I had really started to write my first book as I was young, and it was fiction. I love reading fiction. And so to me, I'm just writing one book at a time. The one thing I've realized this year is I don't have to rush because the books are going to get written. I've written 5 or 6 so far. I think 5. I don't know. It's all a blur. I think, I just have to keep writing. And so if you've been thinking of writing a book, know that at one time I was like you, wondering how I was going to get my book written, how I was going to get it edited, how I was going to get it published. Now that I've done it, and I've even written a couple of fiction books, right now I'm kind of plotting out my next fiction book. After that, I intend to write another metaphysical book, but really it's one book at a time. It's taking my time with it to know that sometimes I'm going to have a better book if I don't rush. And then to know for me, I want to stay in there and I want to keep writing. But this card says, hey, maybe you've written that book and maybe you want to move on to something else. I also noticed that it says be willing to travel if necessary. You might have an opportunity to travel for your job or your work, or I even feel like some of you might travel because of romance. Maybe you'll move to be with somebody that you love or visit somebody that perhaps you met on the internet or by another way. And for me, what is resonating and what they really want me to tell you is I'd always said that I like to travel. So I just taught my first medium class in a long time, and people traveled to me from a long way. One of the gals that was from out in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and I live in Minnesota, so that's about a 1,400-mile difference, had said to me, you know what, you ought to call the Edgar Cayce Institute in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And for some reason, it was like a switch went off in my head, and I just thought, why not? I'll give them a call and I'll try. Now, I don't know yet if that's something that will work out, but I just thought I'll look into it, and guess what? It's going to work out if it's supposed to work out. And if that's the case, then I'll be willing to travel if necessary. I feel that for me, I may evolve and do some traveling as long as I don't travel all the time. I'm willing to do that and to get out there. So they're saying once you let go and travel if it's necessary for love, for work, or for other. And honestly, they're saying to me, if you are, as I am, a psychic medium or something, a spiritual teacher of some kind, sometimes you have to pick up the phone and make the call yourself. Sometimes you have to get up there and find other locales and have faith that people are going to show up. The problem with this is it's not always a black and white business. So if you have any sort of self-employment or spiritually based business, and you have to take guided action steps, but know that you are on the right course, because I have to say this is a really amazing reading for this week, saying that even if things have seemed heavy, your wishes are going to come true. And guess what? Then you're going to have a choice of what you want to do going forward. Because as a light worker, which we all are, which means we're here to help other people in addition to helping ourselves, we have many interests. We have lots of energy. I think that great things are on the horizon, you guys. I want you to know that I love each and every one of you. I wish you a great and wonderful week, and I'll speak to you again next week.